G'day guys, this is AussieStig. HP's kindly given me one of their new headsets, the HP Reverb, to review. So we're going to have a look at it and check out the contents of the box and then give it a bit of a comparison to the CV1 I already have here. Let's get into it and have a look inside. So first thing we'll do is open the box up and see what we have inside. Okay, we have some cables. Right, first things first. Looks like there's a bit of a user guide here. There's a couple of other books in there. Product notices, HP worldwide warranty. This looks like a quick start guide. Step 1 is installing the software, the Windows Mixed Reality and Steam VR. Step 2, that's actually unusual. The HP Reverb has a separate coupling, so in effect the headset's completely detached from the main cable when you're not using it, and there looks like some type of an adapter in step 3. Step 4 is the batteries in the controllers, and step 6 is adjusting the head strap and headphones. And it looks like the headphones are removable as well, so that's probably what I'll end up doing, because I've done that with the CV1 as well. I prefer to use my Thrustmaster Ferrari replica headphones. Okay, so what do we have next? And here we have a, looks to be an adapter of some sort, DP port, display port, female plug looks like, and a mini display port. So that would be for a laptop if you're wanting to run the Reverb on a laptop. This is the interface you'd be using. But we won't be using that because we don't have a laptop for that. Next up, a short cable with what looks to be a display port plug. This goes on the headset side of the cable, and then we have a USB plug. And so yeah, there's a headset side display port and then a USB 3 plug by the look of it, and this must be some type of mini display port. And quite a thick cable here. This cable goes directly to the headset. It says 3.5 meters, but it looks longer than that. Could be a slightly longer cable than it is. Yeah, so this side's got the display port connection and then display port plug for the PC end and the USB 3 plug. Quite a thick cable compared to the Oculus CV1. If I had to guess. This cable's probably 1.5 millimeters thicker in diameter. Okay, here's another box. This is the batteries for the controllers. AA's, alkaline batteries, pretty standard. I think I'll pull this bit of cardboard out. Okay, there's the headset in its own dust bag. That's pretty cool. And what do we have here? We have a couple of controllers. So this would be the left-handed one. You can see the ring goes all the way around, so that would be for the inside-out tracking, so you can follow the built-in infrared sensors in the ring itself with the cameras on the actual headset. Feels quite cumbersome, quite large compared to the Oculus CV1 controller. I do like this round circular D-pad button. That seems pretty cool. I'm wondering if it's also a touch button, not sure. We have a joystick and we have a Windows button. And then underneath we have a side trigger and a front trigger. You can see that there, and the side trigger there. Pretty cool, but it does feel quite large. Let's just grab a CV1 controller and compare it in size. This is the right hand controller for the CV1. See, it's much more compact, the handle's a lot shorter, it seems to fit the palm a lot better. Overall, in terms of size, they're quite different. The ring is also smaller on the CV1 compared to the Reverb controller. What I do notice is the controller on the Reverb feels more like a extension of your hand, so more like a wand type of arrangement, whereas the Oculus CV1 controller feels more like it's part of your hand. It's much more compact. I don't know how they hold up to gaming. they feel a little bit cumbersome, to be honest. I guess for the enterprise, if you're performing tasks, or like pretending to spray paint a car or something, it'd be pretty easy to use these, but they're not really ergonomic. They don't feel like they fit in your hand properly. The shape of the handle, it's a bit squared off on the top, so although you can curl your fingers around it easily, it doesn't feel as comfortable as the CV1 controller does. So we'll just put them back in the box for the moment and get to the main event, which is the headset. Comes in its own dust bag, which is pretty cool. Okay, this is the headset. So this is the HP Reverb. It's got a bit of protective cardboard in there. We'll get that out of there as well. First thing that springs to mind is how similar it looks to the CV1. There's not much difference in profile. They look very similar. You notice there's a loose connection on the back, so you have a connection for the display port in, and a headphone jack, 3.5mm headphone jack for use with external headphones. The headphones that are on the Reverb, they are very similar to the CV1 setup, and I guess you'd even use the same sort of tool to remove them, which is what I'll be doing. What I do notice straight away is the thickness of the straps. They're a lot thicker than the CV1 Velcro straps. Also on the back there's a padded section to cradle the back of your head. Yeah, and on the inside we have protective covers on the lenses, and what I'm missing is an IPD adjustment. I don't really see an IPD adjustment on these headsets, so I'm guessing you do that electronically. Also the actual facial interface is a type of rubber or leatherette. You get yeah, see how that goes with some sweaty race outings, and when we're sim racing, we'll see how that stands up to the heat that you produce while you're racing or using the headset at all. There's also like a rubber nose guard which covers your nose. I guess that's easy to clean. You can see that there. It's pretty easy to clean. And yeah, you have the internal sensor there. If you can see that one, there's an internal sensor. For the rest, it's a pretty similar headset to the CV1. I've just grabbed the CV1 and put it next to it. You can see the CV1 has a similar setup to the Reverb. If you look at the two together, in profile they're pretty similar. So I would say the build quality on the Reverb seems to be a little bit better. The CV1 has a bit more of a flimsy feel in terms of the straps, but in overall design they're quite similar. So the next thing to do would be to actually hook it up to the computer and see how it goes. Another mention there's only two inside-out tracking cameras on the front of the Reverb, so there's no other tracking camera to pick up the controllers. So yeah, we'll put this down for the moment, and we'll head over to the computer, and I'm curious to see how the mixed reality software goes as compared to the Oculus Walled Garden. So I'm pretty interested to see how Steam VR works, if it works any differently with the Windows mixed reality in place of Oculus. But I'm pretty chuffed and excited to try it out and see how much the resolution improves over the CV1, especially in sim racing, where you have an advantage if you can see a bit more into the distance. So yeah, I'll be curious to see how this performs. And also on the Vasaro Stage 6 Pro Motion Simulator, moving around, we'll see how the tracking goes with some lateral movement, some braking forces, and see if the track can keep up with the motion sim. So I'll see you back here soon with everything hooked up to the PC, and yeah, we'll do a few sessions in the simulator. We'll check its performance. Okay guys, see you soon.